Okay, what an incredible night in CEFCU Stadium. Like so many good things, like such a hard-fought game, really, really good opponent. Like we knew that going in. I think I have incredible respect for Brady Hoke and his coaching staff. He's been a great coach in this game for a really, really long time. And I'm sad to see him retire because he's one of the good guys that cares about young people. He cares about developing young men. He does it the right way. His teams have always played good football and, just been good. It's been the battles we've had with him since he's been the head coach there have been incredible. But this is a huge night for us and a huge night for Spartan football. Send our seniors out the right way. Just how incredible is that? Like those guys are so special. Like that was a super, I don't know if it was a surprisingly emotional moment for me, but just like realizing like how much has happened since the Jenkins brothers chose to come here, or Jaime, or Chevin. I mean, like there's so many pieces of that. Tyler Ostrom and Anthony Pardue. Just like what an amazing group of people that Kyrie just been a part of this journey. And those are the guys, those seniors that we honor tonight are the guys that I give credit to when I think about 1 and 5. And at that moment, like you have such a clear choice, right? The choice is, right, to like tank it and give up and whatever, like, oh, okay, it's over and we're screwed and it's miserable and everyone's unhappy. Or you can choose to fight and go to work and get better and improve. And that's what these players did. And it was led by those seniors. Now there's some other players on our team that are also leaders that are underclassmen, Brian Parm, Junior Carmona. I mean, there's a lot of other guys there, but it was really those older guys that have been here, that have been through the fire over the last 4, 5, 6 years that dug in and got us to this point where we're bowl eligible. And as I look at it, 2 incredible back-to-back wins against 2 of the best teams in our conference. If we were in the West, if we were like the old Mountain West, like beating those 2 teams back-to-back would be like epic. And I guess in my mind it still is. But just an awesome night. We had a really good crowd in CEFCU Stadium. I love that our fans, our students, our alumni continue to show up for this team. They continued to come even though we were 1 and 5, and the outlook wasn't great. I always thought the outlook was great, but I'm sure the outside world did not feel that way. And so this is just an awesome night. The locker room, the hugs, the tears, the smiles with the players and the coaches and the seniors. This was fantastic.
Coach, just getting to this point where you're bowl eligible after this, everything that happened with the injuries and the 1 and 5, has this season meant a little bit more to you, knowing what you guys had to go through to get here?
I don't know, maybe someday I'll say that, but I would say that the season that means the most to you is the one you're in. Always. And we're still playing. And we're still playing for real big stuff. And forever, we're just hoping to play meaningful games in the month of November. And we are. And I love that. And it's super cool, right?
And then I know last year you guys had the little bowling pins and everything when you guys got to bowl eligibility. Yeah. Did you guys do anything cool this year for when you guys got that 6 wins in the locker room today?
I would say that probably didn't happen because I was not happy about that. So I would say that was not duplicated.
And then, is this why, like you see it in your ex bio, it says, I think enthusiastic and positive. Is that why that you just have this persona, just because when things are tough, that's the only way to get out of it?
Yeah, what choice do you have? I think that's like a fundamental, like we talked about this during COVID, like when everything was just, didn't know if we're going to play, where we're going to live, like you're 1 and 5, like what choice do you have? You want to hate going to work every day? Do you want to stop trying? Like what kind of lesson would that be for the young men that sit in these chairs every day? Like that doesn't help them in life. Oh, it just got really hard. Maybe you should quit. Like what? And so to their credit, they were like, yeah, let's go to work and let's worry about getting better each day. And it was their response, the choice they made is exactly what you want it to be. and the results are what they are.
It's funny, Trey was mentioning the first sequence when San Diego came out in their full house backfield, and they were like offended by that. They're going to test our physicality. What?
Yeah.
And then Shevin said the same thing. We showed our physicality in the last couple of drives. But can you just comment on the offensive line, the defensive line? Because at the core, everyone gets all the outside peripheral guys get all that.
Yeah.
But those guys are like working their butts.
No, those guys are the MVPs of our season. You know what I mean? Like, none of what we've been able to do running or throwing the ball is possible without that offensive front, and none of this last 5 games is possible without what those guys have done, the brick squad and that defensive front. I mean, all those guys, Noah Lavulu and Kakiva and Sawane and Parham and Pollard and Trey Smith. I mean, there's a ton of guys in that defensive front, but like, those guys don't get enough credit, because that's where football games are won and lost in the month of November, are up front. And to those guys' credit, they played so hard, and like, that's not fun. You know what I mean? That's not fun if you're Jake Akiva sitting in there taking like 600 pounds, trying to run you over every play, But to his credit, he did. And to his credit, he held his gap, and a lot of those guys did. There were so many great plays. I thought Trey's interception was just incredible, because in my vision, like, I just saw the quarterback scrambling, and then all of a sudden, like, I saw the ball released, and I was like, there's just a dude standing there. And so, like, Trey came out of like this blind spot with this burst and the confidence he got up with, and he's just like, no, I got it, And so I just, I think it's really special how they've come together, and the offensive and defensive front have led the way.
Coach, during this 5-game winning streak to make you guys bowl eligible, where you still have a chance for the Mountain West title game, was there a point or moment maybe during this run where you and the team came together, or maybe flipped the switch to know that this turnaround was possible?
I would like to think that it was the Ring of Fire eclipse in New Mexico. We had this like awesome moment. Sky, our man here, provided eclipse glasses. We had this like awesome moment. like this is real. Like, the Ring of Fire is real. We are bonded by the Ring of Fire. We are working off of cosmic energy as a unit. It's pretty special. So we held hands and we watched it happen. Like, we were outside for the walkthrough, and that's always been a part of us. Like, when we're traveling and when we're playing on the road or here, like, what kind of experiences can we include in their process? And so here's this eclipse that happens once every 40 years, I think, and so it's just incredible. So I'm a big believer in the Ring of Fire, and that our team was bonded in that moment, and the transformation started then.
You spoke about Brian Parm being a leader as an underclassman, and just what was your reaction to him getting that in his first 3 interceptions?
It was awesome. I wish we would have done something with it, but it's so cool. Like, Parham is one of those young people. We recruited him during the COVID year, which was just a weird recruiting cycle, not your normal thing. And but he brings incredible toughness and intensity to the practice environment, to the game environment, and he's got a really powerful voice as a leader on this team. And it's fun to see him make a play like that. Normally he's making the plays, the tough plays, taking on an ISO or all that tough stuff that happens in the trenches. But it was awesome to see him. He did a great job reaching back inside on what looked like a 4 vertical scheme, and he made the interception. It was pretty cool.
Coach, there have been many moments during this 5-game win streak where this team has shown mental toughness when it's needed. And one example I think there was when San Jose State held San Diego State twice at field goals and tries where San Diego State could have taken control of the game. So what do you think of the Derek Odom defense's ability to do that?
I frequently think that Coach Odom does not get enough credit for how well we play defensively. It's like, our conference is really hard, right? One week you're defending the triple option versus Air Force. The next week you're dealing with Hawaii in the run and shoot or whatever. Like, there's such a wide spectrum of stuff you have to defend in college football, and specifically in the Mountain West Conference. And I think Coach Odom does a fantastic job, and along with the other coaches on that staff. everyone has a piece of the puzzle and everyone contributes in a significant way. But those were huge plays. And also we had the defensive stop on 4th down, which is just incredible when they were kind of in the high red or above the red zone, maybe in the 30, 35, somewhere like that. So just like there were so many great plays by our defense, including the turnovers and the stops, and then those third down stops that led to field goals and not touchdowns.
Coach, the fourth quarter started, just started pouring rain, heavy winds. Chef said it was like something out of a movie. Did you feel like that? Like, hey, this is kind of our moment here.
It was because like everyone was going crazy. Like the fans were like dancing, and the stadium seemed to like really come alive in that moment actually. And we also, I think, at least on the coaching side of it, I was thinking like we're gonna have trouble throwing the ball, and so are they. So we're really gonna have to run it now, which is what we did.
Any more questions for Coach? All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Coach.